Transmissions jammed. Proximity coverage only.
Hey guys, Jacob here. This is going to be this week's weekly vendor reset. I know the reset was on Tuesday, but I decided not to upload it due to the fact that I was too busy farming for a few pieces of gear and also doing the new apparel event and trying to kill Venus, which you guys can actually see me kill that boss right now because I uploaded the video today. But we're going to get right into this, and we are going to start at the base of ops as normal. Today, he is selling a P90 with Strain, with swap speed, crit chance, and SMG damage. A Richter and Kaiser backpack with status effects, explosive resistance, and clutch with a skill tier attribute. And an offensive dexterity mod, which is 8.3 curry hit damage. And he is selling a bunch of purples. If you guys need some rolls or any of these, you can put them on something. But I don't think you guys will need them. Lubrication gel for the 3.7 damage on the turret. And that's going to be it for the front desk vendor. Next is going to be the clan vendor. If you guys are not in a clan, I'm pretty sure you will not have access to this vendor, so make sure you guys are in one so that way you have access to all the weekly stuff that this guy sells. But this week he is selling the Night Watcher mask, which has 108,000 armor on it, 100% pulse haste with 6.4 explosive resistance with an empty defensive mod slot. This is the Night Watcher. This used to be the perfect spotter, but now you have 100% pulse haste. So if you guys don't have this, I'd highly recommend picking up and adding it into your collection. Next is going to be the Hardwire chest piece, which is on skill tier and headshot damage. You essentially can use this to whatever you want. You could just change that attribute and have a yellow instead, or a blue, or whatever you want to your liking. Next is going to be Negotiator's holster, knee pads, with 10.7 weapon damage with stats effects. So if you're trying to make a Negotiator build, I highly recommend picking these up. Ongoing Directive with stats effect and weapon damage. If you're trying to make a stats effect style build, I'd highly recommend it because you're going to get stats effects alone from this piece. So if you guys are trying to use that, I would recommend using this. G28, which has strained accuracy, headshot damage, and marksman rifle damage. M249, which LMG damage, damage target out of cover, strain, and reload speed. Military MK17 with Optimus health damage, crit damage, and rifle damage. So overall, these weapons aren't too bad. So you guys could pick up one of these if you need a weapon or want to test these out. But obviously, you can craft them or try to farming loot allocations for them. Next is going to be the Golden Gear, which has 120,000 armor, weapon handling, and skill haste. The Hanu Yu Corporation, which has weapon handling, explosive resistance, tag team, and a skill tier. Providence Gloves, crit chance, weapon handling, and weapon damage. So if you're trying to make a crit style build, you guys could add these to your build to get a little more crit chance and crit damage. Somber Chest Piece, which has repair skill, MP utility, 4,283 HP, armor generation, 7.9 weapon damage, and efficient. Utility System Assist, which has 14.7 repair skill. Organic Circuit, which is 5.6 duration. Offensive System Firearms, which is 6.2 headshot damage, and the Improved Sticky Payload, which is 4.2 duration. So if you guys need any of this stuff like these talents or rolls, you guys can pick these up and just add them to your library if they're better than what you currently have. But that's going to be it for the base of ops vendors. Alright guys, the next location is going to be the Theater Settlements. And this week he's selling a custom 870 with eyeless, crit chance, damaged armor, and shotgun damage. UCI 15 with optimal range, crit damage, and rifle damage with Ranger. Wyvern knee pads, which have headshot damage, weapon handling, and a skill tier. Defense system mending, which is 10% protection from elites. A few purples. Decoy housing shell, which is 5% health for the decoy. So if you guys need any of these items, then obviously pick them up if they're better than what you have, or if they have a role that you can possibly use. But other than that, there's not much else that they're selling. And that's going to be it for the Theater Settlement. The next location on the list is going to be the Campus Settlement. This week she's selling a surplus SVD with Optimus crit chance, headshot damage, and marksman rifle damage with some pretty low rolls. Military L86 LSW with reputation, swap speed, damage to targets out of cover, and LMG damage. A Seska mask with 7.3 weapon damage, hazard, and crit hit damage, and an empty defensive mod slot. And a few purples if you guys need the rolls. Liquid nitrogen cooling system for radius. And that's going to be it for the Campus Settlement. Alright guys, the next locations we are going to go to are the Dark Zones. Just a reminder, if you guys are new to the game, you will need a different currency to purchase these items, which you can acquire from looting the resources in the Dark Zone, which are tiny little boxes that are scattered around the map. But today, he is selling an LVOAC with eyeless swap speed, crit damage, and rifle damage. Tip of the Spear, which have weapon damage, explosive resistance. Tip of the Spear knee pads, which are weapon damage and hazard protection. Murakami Industries gloves with skill haste, explosive resistance, and skill tier. And he's selling a few purples and a deflector damage for the shield and a decoy projection internals, which are for the duration. Also, one more thing too, you guys will see here the resources with the R on them. You can get these by opening the boxes and also deconstructing gear, and they will give you one per item you can deconstruct, and you'll have to extract those to get your resources. For some reason I have a 309 even though the cap is 300, so I'm not sure why it's like that, but you can actually extract them and stash them in your box. But that's going to be it for DZ West. Alright guys, next up we have Dark Zone South, which you guys will see right here. It doesn't say it on the side here for some reason, but this is DZ South. Mark 16 with on empty stability, health damage, and assault rifle damage. Ongoing directive backpack, which has 7.4 weapon damage, hazard protection, and an empty utility mod slot. Hardwired skill tier and crit hit damage, empty utility mod slot. So if you guys are looking for a hardwired chest piece or ongoing directive backpack to get the talents, they're selling them here. Y'all Gear backpack, which has versatile, headshot damage, weapon handling, and 76,000 armor. Offensive system dexterity, which is 8.6 crit hit damage. Explosive requisition, which is 2 extra bombs. And that's going to be it for DZ South. Alright guys, the final stop in DC is going to be DC East, which is also the final Dark Zone on the list. But this week, she is selling a classic M44 with rate of fire, status, headshot damage, and marksman rifle damage with some pretty low rolls. Tip of the Spear mask with crit chance, weapon damage, hardwire with skill tier and weapon handling, which you can change to whatever you want. But you can always craft these gear set items if you guys want to try getting different rolls on them. A Wyvern holster with skill damage, weapon handling, and skill tier. And the nitroglycerin mixture, which is 3% radius. And the trap electronics upgrade, which is for the blast radius on the shock trap. And that's going to be it for the Dark Zones and New freaking DC. And now it's going to be the New York Fenders. Alright guys, next stop is going to be New York. If you guys don't have the Warlords of New York expansion, you guys can pretty much ignore these vendors. But the vendor at the front desk is selling a G36 with assault rifle damage, health damage, and magazine size with steady-handed. Paratrooper SVD with eyeless optimal range, headshot damage, and marksman rifle damage. A Super 90 with ignited, crit chance, damage to armor, and shotgun damage. A Sombra chest piece with hazard, crit chance, utility mod slot, weapon damage, and unbreakable. Overlord gloves with weapon handling, skill haste, and weapon damage. Defense protocol stamina with disrupt resistance. That's going to be it for the vendor over here. And the next vendor is going to be out these doors right here, which is at the atrium. You're just going to take a left. And the next vendor is right over here. And that's going to be Captain Vanitas, which you guys will see him sitting down. He's selling an FAL SA-58 with magazine size, health damage, and assault rifle damage with Ranger. M700 Carbon with vindictive, stability, headshot damage, and marksman rifle damage. UCI-15 with breadbasket, reload speed, crit damage, and rifle damage. A D50 with close and personal, crit damage, and pistol damage. So if you guys are trying to craft the Liberty pistol, then they are selling one. That way you can just buy this and not have to waste one of your better guns or your better D50s. Rod holding holster with 7.2 weapon damage, headshot damage, and skill damage. Utility system electronics, which is 13.1 repair skill. And that's pretty much all he's selling, and that's going to be this week's vendor reset. But thank you all for watching. If you guys like these videos and like my content, please consider subscribing, and I will catch you guys all in the next one.